what should brands be doing with this political climate? We're so close to the election. The country's so divided. Everybody has an opinion. I don't know that you could convince anybody one way or the other. Are you, telling brands to stay on point, stay away from the politics, like what's the advice that we would get on that?
Twofold. One is stay on brand, right?
Yeah.
So should this matter to your brand? I I use this company all the time, but Patagonia is like the easy example here, right? They talk about climate change, right?
Hmm.
They are all about reusing resources like recycled materials for their clothing. It makes sense that they put a stake in the ground in the election, right? They're going to put a stake in the ground, and it makes sense that they would support a party because these parties and these candidates have something to say around climate change, right? And so like what those policies are really do mean something to who they are at the brand. It makes sense that they would
Right.
say something, right? Um, if you're a brand that doesn't, right? Politics isn't like you don't have any issues that are sort of central to
Hmm.
how you operate, then it's not a mandatory for you.
Hmm.
However, you do have people who work in your company, right? And I think we can all say, regardless of like where you stand on issues and where you stand on this election, people are super passionate about what's about to happen. And so you likely have employees who are on both sides of the fence. And so, how will you take care of your employees, right? Like, how are you still creating space? Are you giving people the day off, even if you traditionally haven't given people the day off to vote, right? Like, are you giving them space to do something that is important to them? And notice I didn't say which direction, right?
Yeah.
Like, just give people the space to do it, give them the voice to talk about things in a nonpartisan way, right? Like getting out the vote is a nonpartisan message as long as you're
Absolutely.
not dictating like who you should be supporting. Um, but yeah, this is having implications. You can't tell me that people aren't watching these debates and sort of out of it the next day,
Hmm.
right? Or hearing news and not out of it. And so,
Oh, you
at the
hear the chatter.
yeah, at the end of
Yeah.
the day, we are all reliant on how our teams do, right? How successful we are as companies is based on like how well our teams are able to operate. And so you cannot neglect the impact of what's happening in the world and the impact that that has on them psychologically and in terms of their motivation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hadn't even thought about the brands that have a stake in the game that might use renewable resources or whatever. So the planet friendly is just a natural approach to be on brand anyway. So the importance of staying on brand, being a technology company. And as you remember, I serve customers that are all over the aisle when it comes to politics. So outdoor equipment to lifestyle brands. And it's something that's, I've never seen it so boiled up. And I just really wanted your approach on that. So thank you.